Alright, so today we have one-step equations from lessons 6.1 and 6.2. So this should be a little bit of review, so hopefully this makes sense to you. So the first part says solve each equation and then check your solution. So if we're looking at number 1, I'm going to change the color here. We're going to put our line down our equal sign. Now we see it says x plus 8 is equal to negative 12. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. My 8's cancel, and I'm left with x is equal to negative 20. Because remember, this means negative 12 minus 8, which can turn into negative 12 plus negative 8, and that's how we got negative 20. Now, you can check your solution. So you would write check off to the side. You would rewrite your equation. And then we're going to plug in what we got in for x. We got negative 20. And negative 20 plus 8, does that equal negative 12? Yes, so we know we got that correct. Okay, moving on to number 2. Line down the equal sign. We see we have a negative 7, so we're going to make it a plus 7 on both sides. 7's cancel, and we're left with y is equal to 19. So you would have to go ahead and check. And that's going to be negative 7 plus y is equal to 12. So negative 7 plus 19 is equal to 12. So 12 would equal 12. Okay, number 3, we have a minus 12 is equal to negative 20. So line down our equal sign. We have a minus 12, so we're going to add 12 to both sides. And we get a is equal to negative 8. At this point, and I will be checking on your notes to make sure you do it, you need to make sure you check. Okay, this is a challenge problem. So line down our equal sign. So we're first going to solve our numbers. So we're going to add 10 to both sides to start. So we get negative c is equal to positive 18. Now we don't want to keep our c a negative, so we're going to divide by a negative 1. And our c is going to equal negative 18. Again, I'm going to be checking your work to make sure that you have checked. Okay, so write an equation with a variable and then solve. So an angelfish can grow to be 12 inches long. If an angelfish is 8.5 inches longer than a clownfish, how long is the clownfish? So I have our clownfish plus our 8.5 inches is equal to 12 because 12 is our angelfish. Okay, so once we have our expression, I'm going to go and figure out my answer. So I'm going to rewrite. I'm going to subtract 8.5 from both sides. And c is going to equal 3.5, but remember, word problem, we get a word answer, so it's 3.5 inches. So that's how long our clownfish is. Okay, letter C. It says a pair of shoes costs $25. This is $14 less than the cost of a pair of jeans. Find the cost of the jeans. So we know our shoes are $25. And said this was 14 less than the cost of a pair of jeans. So our jeans, and we're going to take away 14. Okay? From here, we're going to go ahead, I'm going to rewrite this to j minus 14 is equal to 25. Then I have to solve. So plus 14 on both sides. And the cost of my jeans is going to end up being $39. All right. Number 7, it says the sum. So remember, sum means adding up all the angles. So sum of the measures of the angles of the triangle is 180 degrees, right? And solve an equation to find the missing measure. So we have our 3 angles in our triangle. So we have x plus 80 plus 45 is equal to 180. So 80 plus 45, so we're going to go ahead over here and rewrite this. So x plus 80 plus 45 is equal to 180. So I'm going to go ahead and add my common terms together, which is going to give me 125. And now I can go ahead and solve. So minus 125. So x is going to equal 55 degrees. So what that means is that the missing measure here, that angle is 55 degrees. Okay, go ahead and flip it over to the back side. So on the back side, this is all about multiplying and dividing. So this should also be a review. Line down our equal sign. I'm going to divide by 20. So we get x is equal to negative 4 over 20. But we want to simplify. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 4 because that's my common factor. And then we'll get negative 1 over 5. Again, you have to check your solution. I will be checking your worksheet to make sure that you have checked. Okay, number 9, line down our equal sign. Divide by a negative 13. So I'm going to get y is equal to a positive 2. Number 10, line down our equal sign. So we know that it's x divided by negative 2, and we want to do the inverse operation. So the inverse operation of dividing by negative 2 is multiplying by negative 2. So we're going to get x is equal to a positive 180. Then our last problem, line down the equal sign. We're going to multiply by 10. We're going to get x is equal to negative 30. Again, for all of those, you need to make sure you are checking, and I will be making sure that you've checked before you get your homework. Okay, then we have our word problems. It says Leah sent 574 text messages last week. On average, how many messages did she send each day? So if we have 574 text messages for the week, we have to know that there are 7 days in the week. So we would have 7, so we have 7 days, and we're trying to find out how many messages were sent each day. So our x is our messages. So for our answer, we're going to take 574 equals 7x. I'm going to divide by 7, and x is going to equal 82. So you would say 82 messages were sent each day. Alright, number 13. It says the distance Tina travels in her car while driving 60 miles per hour for 3 hours is given by the equation t divided by 3 is equal to 60. How far did she travel? So we have our expression already. They gave it to us. So now we just need to find our answer. So same thing as before. This is dividing. So the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So we're going to get d is equal to 180. So that would be 180 miles. Okay, and then our challenge, we have 3 times the absolute value of x is equal to 12. So this we would divide by 3. So we get the absolute value of x is equal to 4, which means that x can be 4 or negative 4. Thanks for watching.